The Browns had a new offensive line coach yesterday, guys. We talked a lot about the firing of Andy Dickerson, the need for someone new in charge, and the Browns made quick work hiring Mike Bloomgren as their new offensive line coach. He was formerly the head coach at Rice. He was an offensive coordinator at Stanford. He worked with Bill Callahan with the New York Jets back in the day. He was fired from Rice as the head coach this season, so it could be a case of Stefanski having relationships with Bloomgren, knowing that was the guy he wanted to bring in after speaking with Callahan. But around the horn, Tyvis, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the hiring of a Bill Callahan, at least from the Bill Callahan tree? You like it?
No, I just realized who it was. I mean, I've done multiple Rice games in the last
Dustin,
couple years.
You know him then.
Yeah. Well, start.
I mean, I sorted.
Wipe Tyler's down.
No,
take his medals.
No, I don't know that I have any great intel on Coach Bloomgren, but I did a Rice UTSA game last year, and he was sort of on the hot seat there. But no, I mean, he was great in our meetings and stuff like that. Again, you put the camera on me, like I know the guy. I recognize the name. I'm like, oh yeah, I did a couple of his games. I mean, he's not Rice. Rice is a terrible program, but he actually did turn some things around there. Won some games for them. But as an offensive line coach, yeah, it's great. I love it. I love the ties to Coach Callahan.
I mean, I think that's what probably got him tonight. At the end of the day, he needs to be a fiery guy. I mean, that's what you got to be. That's the one thing that's missing. If Kevin Stefanski's going to be a laid-back guy, you need some guys on your staff that's a fiery guy that demands perfection out of your guys. And I'll be interested to see how his introduction meetings go with the players. You know, do you go down and be friends, or are you going down laying the law down like this is what we going to do? You know, tweak them, tell them this is what y'all did wrong, this is how we going to fix it, and have some intensity and passion behind it. I think the guys will fall in line. You got a key guy coming off of an injury, DeJuan Jones. I think that'll be your big project right there, because if you can get DeJuan Jones to continue to stay in shape and continue to develop, you got your premier left tackle. It was already a work in progress because he was swinging from right to left, and he showed some good upsides there. I think that'll be his biggest project. Also, Zach Zinter, a guy that they drafted in the third round, when he got in there last year, it just wasn't it. You have to get him ready, especially with Joe Bitonio more towards the end than the beginning. So, to me, though, I will judge him solely off of those two players alone, how they look next year in the preseason, if DeJuan is healthy.
Yeah. Look, you know, I'm not going to be no hypocrite. I mean, Bloomgren, I don't know who it is. I just said I didn't like the run game coordinator for Connecticut, and he didn't have no experience. Well, now, this guy at least has some experience, but he's coming from the college ranks as well. Bill Callahan probably gave him that
stamp of approval.
Yeah. But I'm
recommendation.
I'm with Tyvis, man. I ain't about to say nobody a good hire. I told you how I feel. Like, y'all got to prove that. Like, no, it's a great hire. I'm going to clap it up for Bubba Ventrone. Nope. And by the way, no, I don't know none of y'all. Y'all better show up. And you're right. Right now, the first thing he needed to come in and do, hey, Big DeJuan, yeah, we got you in a weight limit. Ain't no hope you come back in shape. I got fines imposed if you ain't meeting certain weight situation during the season. Hey, Joe Bitonio, hey, you was looking a little husky yourself, dog. I think we need to get a little weight off your bones, big dog. We need to have you out here moving. Zach Zinter, there's no reason you got G. Bush's knees and legs. Your legs is looking real brittle right now, real Bambi. I need you to be working. Bambi. I need you to be working on your lower body strength. You need to come in and just be like, listen, I'm not your friend. Y'all been living off reputation a long time in Cleveland. 2020 is years ago. I'm going to need y'all to get back into shape. If he can be fiery and keep bringing that smoke, offensive line coach needs to have the smoke. D-line coach needs to have the smoke. Now, DB coaches, they rah-rah. DB coaches, they just, they want, go out there and they do dances and all that stuff and all that. We need to get dirty. That's what we do. We need to be down and dirty.
Man. Now, let's be fair about it. Andy Dickerson had way more NFL experience than this guy does.
Sure does.
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's going to go well. That's why I'm going to be on
He wasn't coaching the line.
Who?
Andy Dickerson.
According to Mary Kay, he was off to the side.
Off to the side.
And you know what that means? When people talk about somebody being off to the side in football,
off to the side means you are not part of anything. He's off on the side.
He wasn't running the meeting.
By the way, Andy Dickerson and this guy coached together at the beginning of their careers with the Jets for a year. They were both.
Was Dickerson with Callahan then at some point?
No, no, because what's the new guy's name again? Bloomgren?
Bloomgren, correct.
So Bloomgren was at the Jets before Callahan.
Gotcha.
He was already with the Jets a year where Callahan came in, and he crossed over. His first year with the Jets was Andy Dickerson's last year. I think Dickerson was only there 2 years with the Jets. And then Callahan came in, and he spent, I believe, 4 years with Callahan. Now, he wasn't with the Jets. He was in the NFL. This guy, Bloomgren, has only spent 4 years in the NFL, and it was at a very low-level assistant coach. He wasn't even an assistant position coach. He was like an offensive assistant, which I believe Dustin has told me in the past is kind of like an intern in a way, right? Like when you're that low down the coach. So he's basically, but now a lot of experience as a head coach in college, which Andy Dickerson certainly didn't have, because he's worked as an OC or a head coach in college for a long time.
Was he an OC at Stanford with Andrew Luck?
Yes, and Jim Harbaugh.
Oh,
and Jim Harbaugh.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I want.
Oh, okay. Well, I like him then, dog. Yeah.
This is what I want. What is Kevin? Kevin is becoming the guy that help people get out of college. Is that his new thing?
Help people get out of college?
Because Tommy Reese.
Tommy Reese, the guy from Connecticut, this guy.
You know why? Because they'll jump out of the building for him. He put
you got a point there. I guess, hey, you got a point there.
This dude just got fired from Rice and went right to the NFL and got,
that usually don't happen.
One thing on Bloomgren, real quick with Bloomgren, 2 of his starters at Rice, and Dustin will tell you, Rice is not a
They're not a good program, no.
The best thing about Rice
wait, what's that? Because you're going to cut me off.
All right, good.
Two of their offensive linemen next year, or from last year, are now projected to be starters at Power 5 programs, including Ohio State. So 2 of the offensive linemen.
The tackle?
Good.
Yeah, the Rice.
The big tackle.
What is that? The dude who I can't say his name.
Crazy name. And then Bill Belichick also recruited a kid.
That was the guy who was going nuts in the
he hit the salt and went nuts. The
only good thing about Rice is many years ago, early in my career, when I would do updates, when you did the Rice game, you could always say, Jacksonville State boiled rice in the, when doing an update. That's the highlight of it.
Womp, womp, womp.
Let's get to some